ఆదిపురుష్ ఈ సినిమా గురించి చాలా టాక్స్ నడుస్తున్నాయి. సినిమా షూటింగ్ అయిపోయింది, పోస్ట్ ప్రొడక్షన్లో ఉంది. కానీ సినిమాలో ఇంకా కీలకమైన థింగ్స్ ఏంటి అది తెలుసుకోవడానికి ఈరోజు మన హైదరాబాద్లో ఓం రౌత్ సినిమా డైరెక్టర్ మనతో ఉన్నారు. అతన్ని అడిగి తెలుసుకుందాం అతను ఏమంటున్నారు. సార్, ఫస్ట్లీ వెల్కమ్ టు హైదరాబాద్. వీ ఫీల్ సో హ్యాపీ సీయింగ్ యూ హియర్.
Thank you for having me here on your channel. It's fascinating to come to Hyderabad. It is almost my second home. So when I come here, it feels, today when I came, it felt really amazing.
Yeah. So I'm sure you have come to Hyderabad, not for anyone else, but for Prabhas. Is it true?
Of course, it's only for Prabhas. And his film is coming out, Radhesham. That's the reason why this film, this city is home to me. Because of Prabhas. He has, last time when I came here, I came to meet him to pitch the film to him. And he accepted, everything happened, blah, blah, blah. And today when I've come, I feel I'm coming home because he's made me home. He is a person with a large heart and a divine soul. He's made me so much at home. He's my brother. And that's the reason anything that is his, I feel is mine. Because it's the bond. And he loves Hyderabad. And because of him, I think even I feel Hyderabad is my second home.
Yeah. So when did this bonding start? Was it when you offered him Adipurush and you started narrating the story to him and he agreed immediately, or what were his doubts?
I narrated him the idea. We were in pandemic, in lockdown. We were still in pandemic, but we were in lockdown at that time. And when we were, I think it was end of May sometime, where I spoke with him and I told him that I want to pitch you an idea. And I did narrate few of the things to him on the phone, and he said, I want to meet and chat about this because what you're telling is very large. This cannot be done over video conferencing. So we said, how do we take it forward? And then I fortunately could come to Hyderabad within lockdown and spend some time with him after this unlock had started. Spent some time with him, and I narrated him the film, and he was immediately on board, and he said, this is it. I like the way you are presenting this subject, and we'll do it. After that, we again had a long separation because we were again into this non-travel zone. So I was in Mumbai and he was in Hyderabad. So we would talk on video calls and things like that all the time. So we actually did our announcement also on video call, if you remember. Because that's the way we started speaking with each other, and the world started speaking on video calls. So we kind of started our journey together then, and once we started having the sessions on the film, I think it's a relationship I think was there from before. It's never been. I don't know how it grew. I honestly don't know.
So how many days of shooting, because it was very difficult for you during pandemic to shoot?
Yeah, we shot for 103 days, and I think Prabhas shot, I think 70 plus. I shoot very fast, but then I do a lot of rehearsals, and I'm fortunate enough to have actors who do all the rehearsals with me, and the rehearsals are for them. They're also for me, and they're also for my team. Right, so we do rehearse and then we shoot. So it's even though the number of shoot days appear little lesser compared to a large film, because we put in too much work behind and before shoot, the days spent together are very large, and that does get a little taxing onto a lot of people. But when you have a subject like this, and when you are so much passionate, like my team is. They are extremely committed. I think the word difficult doesn't come into picture. Anything which is more difficult kind of translates into very exciting, right? So anything which is more difficult becomes a bigger challenge, and hence becomes more exciting for us to kind of achieve it. So I don't think if I can spot on anything that was difficult, because I don't think there was anything difficult. And if you say each and every shot is difficult, because equal amount of effort is put in every shot. So what is more exciting? There were too many things that were exciting because there were too many things which were challenging. But I think it will be nice to talk about it when you have seen something about the film. But every day was super exciting to come to work, and it still is.
Yeah. Since we have not seen it, we would like to know more about it. Like when first day of shoot, when he came with that makeup of Adipurush,
Yes.
and when like when you have seen Sitama, so
Yes.
what was in like, wow, I expected this and this has come out. Was it that thought?
I'm getting goosebumps as you're asking these questions, and I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about the film because we are too much before the release. But first time when I saw him or her, um, of course we had tremendous amount of look tests and iterations and this and that. That does keep on happening every time when you're making a period film. But first time when I saw or when everybody saw, I think I, I don't know how to explain this, but it was an extremely there was tremendous purity in individually also and together also. When we saw them together, it was tremendously pure. The the way Prabhas's soul is always reflected into his eyes, and his eyes are extremely spoken. They are very well spoken, and you can see that divinity and purity and pure soul in those eyes. I think that's the reason that I could have never made Adipurush if it was not Prabhas. If he would have not said yes, I would have never made the film.
Yeah. About Kriti Sinan?
Kriti is extremely hardworking, talented. What she brings to the table is tremendous amount of professionalism. At the same time, extremely soulful. She has, struck that balance very well. The way she has played Janki, uh, I think it was a very vantage point that I saw. As a director, you always have that super duper point of view that you get, which nobody else does, and it's extremely privileged. It was brilliant to see her perform from behind the camera, the way she has done it.
From years together, we have seen a lot of mythological movies, especially Ramayana. We have seen Ramayana told again and
Yes,
again
yes.
from
It
different
has to be.
generations. Now, again, you're telling it. So, is it Rama's story, Sita's story, or is it a family story?
It's not told from any point of view, but if at all it is told from Valmiki's point of view. It is told from the maker's point of view. It is my and I say screen adaptation. I'm not saying that I have adapted it into something else. It is his work. I've only adapted it onto the screen. But it is that, and it's a fascinating experience, I think.
So, when you narrated this to Saif Ali Khan and you
Yeah.
told him you're doing the Lankesh character,
Yeah.
क्या था उसका response?
With Saif sir, we have had one innings together. A very, with grace of God, a very successful innings. We had a lovely outing at Tanaji, and people did accept his part and the film very well. So there is always a bond with Saif sir, and I think again that narration also happened over video call because we were not meeting, we were not allowed to meet, and I think we spoke in the afternoon. I remember about 3 or 4 o'clock. The call went on for some time, where I narrated him the part, and at night we were talking about dates. So I think I've been extremely fortunate with actors and also technicians on this film and also on Tanaji, that I have always had whoever I wanted to play a particular part or to be a particular technician in the film. I've always got them, and I've not heard a no, which is a great feeling.
The kind of work we have seen from you, we believe that this movie will have spectacular graphics, VFX, and is this the most expensive cinema of India or Indian cinema?
It could be. I don't know. Uh, I it is on a higher side. It is on a very higher side, but yes, visual effects. I'll talk. Visual effects are fascinating. They are very large because the subject demands larger canvas, and if you want to achieve the larger canvas, how do you do it? You have to take resort of visual effects. Visual effects is a brilliant tool that a filmmaker has to tell the story that he wants to tell. There are so many filmmakers before time who probably wanted to tell stories in a particular way, but they could not do it because they did not have the means to do it. Right today, with fortunately, we have access to technology, which the older filmmakers did not have, and we are only trying to use them. right? And that is something that gives us an ability to kind of go beyond and show them the world that I actually saw in my head. Otherwise, it won't be possible to translate. So it's a brilliant tool, and yes, it has a lot of visual effects.
So is the cinema made only for the Indian audience, or your target is like the international audience too? Because everybody internationally should know about Indian culture and mythology.
Certainly, one of the prime thoughts of making this film is to bring our stories internationally. Of course, Ramayana is something which is not known to outside world. It's the epic, and there is a reason why it is an epic. It's there everywhere. I mean, we have it in a lot of South Asian countries, Indonesia, Thailand. All of these countries have Ramayana. And also Western European countries, people are aware of Ramayana. So our idea and thought and my intention purely is to kind of take it on a global platform. And also, I would like to reach within India at places where cinema is not reached. So trying to kind of put these things together, but definitely to reach the non-diaspora audience, to reach the non-Indian film-goer audience internationally is something that is our target. We're trying for that, and hopefully the way things are looking right now, we will have a global release like any other non-Indian or Western films have.
So any date fixed for this?
August 11th, 2022.
So, as a director, what is going on in your heart and mind? Is it nervousness, excitement for Adipurush? How will it come out? Or what exactly is going on?
Nervousness, certainly no. Excitement, 100% yes. And also, you can, yeah, excitement is the right word, but you can also tell that it's something I'm really looking forward to. It's about something that I have enjoyed as a filmmaker while making this film. My team has enjoyed while making this film. I want everybody else to enjoy. I mean, we had great time making this film. And we're still working on it. It's not over. We're talking as if we're releasing tomorrow.
Now that the movie is complete and you have a great bonding with Prabhas, so tell me, what are the personal things you share, both of you?
Food, a lot of food. You can see, well, before the interview and during the interview, we were talking a lot about food because he's an extremely large foodie, Pakka Hyderabadi. I am a Mumbaiker and I love food. We all about food. That's something that we share a lot in common. Cooks going to each another's place and learning recipe from his place to my place, from my place to his place. That all happens. We talk a lot about food, share notes and what you ate where and what time and this, and then plan breakfast, lunch, dinner for the next 7 days is something that it's all about food. I think food is something that we share a lot in common. We also share tremendous passion for cinema together. So yes, we will keep talking about different films and what we liked and what we did not like. That's also very common. And generally, I think about life. It's I don't know. We have normal conversations like you have with your brother or sister or friend. So it's the same thing.
Great. It was wonderful talking to you, and I'm sure this is the first ever interview you are giving.
It's my first interview in Hyderabad. Yes, that is true. Danaji, we never came to Hyderabad to promote the film, but we had a tremendous response from Hyderabad for Danaji. People loved our film. And I hope Adipurush also, because it's also in Telugu, I can reach more people than what I could have reached with Danaji. So because of Prabhas, every filmmaker has this need to kind of reach more audience, and because of Prabhas, I've got this chance. Because of UV Productions, I've got this chance to kind of come into this market and go to people where I would have normally not reached. So I would like to thank everybody for that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Om. Thank you so much. Wonderful talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, TV9, and I hope you like Adipurush when it comes to the theatres.
సో ఆదిపురుష్ థియేటర్లో 2022లో బిగ్గెస్ట్ సినిమా లాగా మీరు చూడబోతున్నారు. అంతేకాదు ఆదిపురుష్ గురించి, ప్రభాస్ గురించి, కృతి సెనన్ గురించి ఏ విషయాలు మీకు చెప్పాలి అవన్నీ మీకు చెప్పేశాను. కెమెరా పర్సన్ శివకుమార్తో తరుణ, TV9 హైదరాబాద్.